there's a scent you never forget. For me, it was the warm scent of my grandfather's aftershave, simple, clean, comforting. He was a quiet man, wore the same cardigan nearly every day, and yet when he hugged you, it felt like safety. And he always smelled like home. But somewhere along the journey of aging, many of us stop noticing how we smell worse. We start worrying about it. A subtle sourness on the shirt collar, a mustiness that lingers even after a shower. It's not vanity, it's dignity. Because staying fresh isn't just about appearances, it's about how close we feel to others, how confident we are in a room, how freely we embrace. Yet far too often body odor in our 60s, 70s and beyond gets brushed off as just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if your changing scent isn't inevitable, but instead a quiet message from your body that something deeper needs attention? In the next few minutes, you'll discover 4 gentle, natural ways to reduce unwanted body odor and stay feeling clean, comfortable, and confident without harsh chemicals, expensive perfumes, or over-scrubbing your skin. These aren't just hygiene tips. They're insights into how your body changes as you age and how you can support it from the inside out. And make sure to stay with me until the very end, because the last one is often overlooked by doctors and families alike. Yet it could be the key to feeling lighter, fresher, and more open to closeness in your daily life. If you've ever hesitated before a hug, if you've noticed your favorite shirt doesn't smell the same after a walk, or if someone you love has gently pulled away mid-embrace without saying why type 1 in the comments, this message is for you. Let's gently pull back the curtain on this topic, not with shame or embarrassment, but with care. Because staying fresh as we age isn't about masking who we are. It's about honoring our body's quiet signals and learning how to walk through the world with renewed ease. Let's begin. Number 1. The internal detoxifier. Parsley, the unsuspecting cleanser. It's easy to overlook the small things. A sprig of green on your dinner plate, pushed aside like decoration. But what if that tiny garnish was actually your body's quiet ally working deep inside, scrubbing away the residues time tends to leave behind? That's parsley. Yes, humble, fragrant parsley. It doesn't get flashy headlines. It's not sold in trendy bottles or marketed with bold claims. But parsley may be one of the most underrated natural deodorants nature has ever grown. Not because it masks odor, but because it helps your body create less of it, starting from the inside. Here's the part most people never realize. As we age, our body's detox systems don't work as efficiently as they once did. The liver, kidneys, and gut, 3 vital players in removing waste, begin to slow down. They're still doing their best, but like an older washing machine, they may leave behind residue. And that residue doesn't just stay inside. Sometimes it seeps through the skin. A sourness, a musty scent, a feeling that even after bathing, you're not fully fresh. That's not a hygiene problem. It's a filtration problem. Parsley contains high levels of chlorophyll, nature's internal cleanser. Think of it like a gentle sponge that moves through your bloodstream, binding to compounds like ammonia and sulfur that contribute to strong body odors. It helps neutralize them before they even reach your skin. But it doesn't stop there. Parsley also supports kidney function by increasing urine output and reducing fluid retention. This helps flush out toxins more efficiently, especially important for seniors who may drink less water or struggle with occasional constipation, both of which can contribute to odor. And here's something beautiful. Parsley's effects are subtle, not aggressive. It doesn't shock the body, it supports it. It helps your systems hum a little more smoothly. For many of my older patients, the result isn't just feeling fresher, it's being fresher. Their sweat smells less sharp. Their breath feels cleaner. Even their energy improves slightly, like a room that's finally been aired out. Let me tell you about Dennis. Dennis is 68. Retired librarian. Sweet man. Loves crossword puzzles. Drinks 1 cup of coffee exactly at 7:30 every morning. He came to me a bit embarrassed. Said his wife Marlene had gently mentioned he smelled different lately. Not bad, she insisted. Just not like you. He'd tried switching soaps, changing laundry detergent, even stopped eating onions. Nothing worked. But when we added a small handful of chopped parsley to his morning omelette and encouraged him to sip parsley tea in the evening within 3 weeks, he noticed something had shifted. I don't know how to describe it, he told me. I just feel cleaner, like my body isn't holding on to stuff it used to. Marlene noticed too. You don't need to make dramatic changes. Try this. Add fresh parsley to your scrambled eggs or soups. Steep a small bunch in hot water. Let it sit 10 minutes and sip it like tea. Blend it into a smoothie with cucumber and apple. Just 2-3 tablespoons a day can help. If you've ever caught a whiff of yourself and cringed, or if your clothes feel like they've absorbed something you can't wash, out parsley might be your secret weapon. And no, this isn't about masking. It's about working with your body to reduce the very causes of those odors. It's not perfume, it's prevention. Because feeling fresh in your 70s isn't about chasing youth, it's about letting go of what no longer serves you. Literally. Your body may not move like it once did, but it still knows how to heal, how to filter, how to renew. Sometimes, it just needs a nudge, a signal, a sprig of green. And the best part? That little garnish you once ignored is inexpensive, widely available, and surprisingly potent. Next time you see parsley, don't brush it aside. Let it in. Let it work. Let your body thank you for giving it something simple, powerful, and quietly transformative. And now that you've supported the inside, what about the outside? In our next section, I'll introduce you to a leaf that doesn't just sit in your teacup, it soothes your skin, balances bacteria, and may help you stay dry and odor-free without synthetic antiperspirants. Let's keep going. Number 2. The skin balancer. Sage. The silent shield. There's a quiet dignity to sage. Not the kind that's spoken with words, but the kind that lives in the earth-soft, silvery leaves that hold wisdom in their scent. It's a plant that has watched over kitchens and ceremonies for centuries. But today, it may become your most trusted companion in staying fresh without covering yourself in artificial scents or drying out your skin. Because here's the truth most people never say out loud. As we age, our sweat changes. It's not just more eats different. The body's microbiome shifts. The pH of our skin changes. Hormonal fluctuations especially. During and after menopause alter the way our body produces and releases odor. And certain medications common in older adults like blood pressure pills, antidepressants, or even supplements can intensify perspiration or change its smell entirely. Now imagine this. A natural leaf that doesn't fight your body but works with it. Calms the overactive sweat glands. Rebalances the delicate skin ecosystem. Gently reduces odor at the source. That's sage. Not just for turkey stuffing, this herb has been studied for its natural antiperspirant properties. It contains powerful compounds like thujone and rosmarinic acid, which help reduce overactive sweat production, especially in the underarms, feet, and groin, where odor tends to build up most stubbornly. For many older adults, especially those experiencing night sweats, sudden hot flashes, or a lingering mustiness in warm weather, sage offers relief without the harshness of aluminum-based deodorants. Let me share Patricia's story. She's 73, lives alone in New Mexico, and keeps an immaculate home. But she wrote me last year, embarrassed and worried. "I've always been proud of being neat," she said. "But lately, I feel like my body's turned on me. Even after a shower, I still smell ripe. It makes me nervous to be around people." We introduced sage tea into her routine-own cup in the morning, one in the evening, and she began wiping her underarms with cooled sage tea using a soft cloth instead of relying on strong commercial antiperspirants. By week 3, she emailed, "I had lunch with friends today and didn't think about my armpits once." It might sound small, but for Patricia, it was freedom. Here's how you can try it. Sage tea, internal. Steep 1 teaspoon of dried sage or 5 fresh leaves in hot water for 10 minutes. Sip twice daily, ideally before breakfast and after dinner. Sage wipe. Topical. Brew a strong infusion, cool it, and store it in the fridge. Apply with a soft cotton pad to underarms or feet each morning. Sage soak. Feet. Add sage tea to a foot soak. Not only does it reduce odor, it soothes aching joints. Over time, sage works not just by reducing sweat, but by balancing the skin biome, that delicate colony of good bacteria that actually helps protect you from odor-causing bacteria. Because here's something many deodorant companies don't want you to know. Not all sweat smells. In fact, sweat itself is odorless. It's only when it interacts with certain bacteria that the smell begins. Sage helps shift that entire dynamic. Quietly, gently, persistently. And unlike sprays that simply mask scent, or powders that clog pores, sage honors your body's natural function while guiding it toward balance. There's an elegance in that, a quiet confidence, because staying fresh at this stage of life doesn't mean trying to smell like a teenager again. It means aligning with your body's rhythm, not fighting it. It means using wisdom, not chemicals, to restore comfort. If you've ever hesitated to raise your arm in public, if you found yourself layering clothes, even in summer, just to feel contained, if you've avoided hugging someone because you weren't sure how you smelled, then this is your signal to try something different. Sage doesn't promise a scentless life, but it offers something far more valuable: control without damage, comfort without shame, and a reconnection with a part of your body you may have quietly resented for years. Because when your body feels at peace, people notice, not just the absence of odor, but the presence of ease. In our next section, we'll move deeper literally into the gut, because sometimes body odor has nothing to do with what's on the skin and everything to do with what's happening in your digestion. And there, another solution awaits zone that bubbles quietly, heals gently, and may surprise you with its simplicity. Let's continue. Number 3. The gut cleanser. Fermented foods. The inner gardeners. Some odors don't come from the surface. They bloom from beneath like a garden gone wild. And the truth is, your gut is that garden. Inside every human being, trillions of bacteria quietly work the soil of your digestion. They break down food, absorb nutrients, regulate hormones. But when this balance tips, when the good bacteria shrink and the less helpful strains take over, something changes. Not just how you digest, but how you smell. That's right. A disrupted gut can lead to stronger, more persistent body odor. It's not widely talked about, but it's often one of the hidden causes behind that sourness in the breath, the sweat that seems to cling no matter how often you wash, or that not quite right scent you can't place. And that brings us to fermented foods. You might know them: sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, plain yogurt, pickles in brine, not vinegar, miso soup, kombucha. But to your body, they are not just foods. They are gardeners. Each bite delivers beneficial bacteria probiotics that help crowd out the odor-producing bugs and replant what time, medication, and processed foods may have stripped away. Let's break it down simply. When your digestion is sluggish, when food lingers too long in the gut, it starts to ferment in the wrong way. Gases are released. Compounds like indole, skatole, and hydrogen sulfide form. These don't just cause bloating or irregularity. They get absorbed into the bloodstream and make their way out through the skin and breath. That smell? It often starts in the gut. Now enter fermented foods. These living, active ingredients begin restoring the gut wall. They help digest proteins more cleanly. They reduce the buildup of foul-smelling byproducts. And over time, many people notice not just better digestion, but less odor over 11, without changing anything else. Take Helen, age 74. She told me she'd tried everything to feel cleaner. Soaps, powders, mints, she said. But the odor always returned, especially when I was nervous. She lived alone, hadn't dated in over a decade, and was terrified the way she smelled would keep her isolated. Together, we made one small change. Half a cup of sauerkraut with lunch. Every day. That's it. No supplements. No detox kits. Just fermented cabbage and thyme. By week 2, her bloating was down. By week 4, she reported feeling less self-conscious. And by month 2, she called me after her first lunch date in years. "You won't believe this." She laughed. "He said I smelled like apples." That's the power of restoring the gut. Now, I want to be clear: fermented foods aren't a magic wand. They work gently, gradually, but they do work. Here's how to try it. Start small. 1-2 tablespoons of fermented vegetables with a meal, or 1/4 cup of kefir with breakfast. Let your body adjust. Look for live or raw on the label. Many store-bought pickles and yogurts are pasteurized, which kills off the good bacteria. You want living cultures. Be consistent. A little each day beats a lot once a week. If you experience some bloating or gurgling at first, that's normal. It means your gut is waking up. Give it time. And don't worry, this doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. You're not replacing. You're restoring. Feeding the beneficial bacteria so they can help you feel and smell like your best self. Because when your gut is balanced, it doesn't just affect your digestion. It changes your energy, your immunity, even your skin tone and mood. And yes, it can shift your scent from off to natural, clean, and light. You won't smell like perfume. You'll smell like vitality. In a culture obsessed with covering up, fermented foods invite us to clean up from the inside. And for older adults, that's a kind of power we're often told is lost. But it's not. It's still there. It just starts in the gut. And now that we've explored how your breath and body can be changed from within, we'll turn to something often overlooked: fabric. Yes, what you wear may be quietly trapping odor or helping prevent it. And the next section might surprise you. with just how much your clothes are telling others without saying a word. Let's keep going. Number 4. The invisible trap. Clothing and fabric choices. Sometimes, the culprit isn't your body, it's what sits against it. Our skin breathes, sweats, sheds cells. It's not just a surface, it's a living barrier. But what touches that barrier daily, hour by hour? Our clothes. And what many seniors don't realize is that the very fabrics we trust to cover us may be trapping the very odors we're trying to avoid. It's like this. Imagine laying a wool blanket over a damp floor. The blanket doesn't just lie there, it starts to absorb moisture, smell, residue. Now imagine doing that day after day. That's what synthetic fabrics often do to your skin. Clothing made of polyester, rayon, acrylic, and even blends that seem lightweight can actually cling to odor molecules, holding them tighter than natural fibers. That's why even after a good wash, some garments carry a faint musk, or why the underarms of shirts grow sour faster than you expect. And it's not just about smell. These fabrics don't breathe the same way. They trap heat. They create mini greenhouses against your skin. For someone in their 60s or 70s, whose thermoregulation is already shifting, that can spell discomfort and, yes, more odor. Let me introduce you to Joan. Age 76. She's a former art teacher, always wore color, and had a wardrobe that would rival most Manhattan boutiques. But she came in one spring, frustrated. "I don't know what's going on," she told me. "I'm sweating more than I used to, and my beautiful clothes smell like old boxes." We went through her closet together. Of the 20 blouses she wore weekly, 17 were synthetic blends. We made one change. Joan began wearing organic cotton tops on hot days, linen on cooler ones, bamboo fiber undershirts for layering. She even began airing her clothes in Sunlight Nature's forgotten deodorizer. 6 weeks later, she sent me a thank you card. "It's like my skin can breathe again," she wrote. "And so can my confidence." That's the power of fabric. Natural fibers like cotton, linen, hemp, bamboo, and even wool in winter months allow air to circulate. They help wick moisture gently away instead of trapping it. And most importantly, they don't hold on to odor molecules the same way synthetic threads do. Here's something you may want to try. Audit your wardrobe. Check the tags. Anything that says 100% polyester or rayon blend should be your weekend wear, not your everyday layer. Choose light-colored, loose-fitting natural fabrics. Not only do they feel better, but bacteria and moisture don't thrive as easily in lighter, drier environments. Wash with care. Even natural fibers can begin to smell if washed in low heat or left damp. Wash in warm water with a splash of vinegar in the rinse cycle once a month to refresh. Sunday dry when you can. The sun's ultraviolet rays are natural bacteria, killers. A few hours on the line can freshen even the most stubborn shirts. And don't forget what lies underneath. Undergarments made of synthetic lace or moisture-resistant materials may feel sleek, but they often trap heat and scent. Consider switching to breathable cotton briefs, bras and undershirts, especially during summer or times of increased sweat. This isn't about fashion, it's about comfort, biology, and ease. When you wear the right fabrics, you don't just feel lighter, you smell cleaner, longer, and beyond the science, there's something empowering about making peace with your wardrobe. No longer feeling like you have to layer up to mask yourself. No longer fearing that someone might catch a whiff if you reach for the salt shaker. Because here's the quiet truth. Freshness is not just about hygiene. It's about trust. Trust in your body. Trust in your clothes. Trust that you can walk into a room, hug a friend, lean in close, and feel calm. And that trust often starts with the fibers we choose, those thin threads that lie against our skin, hour after hour, breath after breath. Your clothing should work with your body, not against it. It should let the breeze in, let heat out, and allow you to move or not, just physically, but emotionally with grace. So open your closet, not with criticism, but curiosity. What are your clothes saying, without a single word? Because sometimes, the first step toward feeling fresher isn't a product or a pill. It's a cotton shirt on a warm day, a linen blouse that lets your body sigh, a decision to let your skin be itself without apology. And in the final section, we'll come back to the heart of this all. Because while the solutions are Rial the parsley, the sage, the sauerkraut, the soft shirt, what matters most is the feeling underneath. Your right to feel clean, close, and comfortable in your own body. Again, let's bring it all home. There's a kind of confidence that doesn't come from a mirror. It comes from a quiet moment when you reach for your shirt, and it still smells like you, only better. When you lean in for a hug and don't pull back. When you walk through your day without that nagging question in the back of your mind. Can they smell me? That's the kind of freedom no one talks about. Because body odor isn't just about the nose, it's about closeness. It's about how we connect, with others and with ourselves. And if somewhere along the way you've felt less sure of that closeness, if you've stopped wearing your favorite blouse, or hesitated before sitting too near, it's not vanity, it's human. It's your body asking for care, not punishment. You've now learned 4 ways to respond to that request. Not with shame, not with chemicals, but with plants, with fabric, with patience, with wisdom, and perhaps most of all with love. Because staying fresh after 60 isn't about masking who you are. It's about remembering that your body is still worth tending to. That comfort is not something you grow out of, it's something you grow into. So maybe tomorrow, you start small. A sprig of parsley in your breakfast. A cotton undershirt instead of polyester. 1 less spray. And 1 more breath. These little choices ripple outward. They make space. For trust. For hugs. For feeling close again to your body. To your life. To the people around you. If this message spoke to something inside you, some part that wants to feel just a bit lighter, cleaner, more at ease, then I hope you'll keep walking with me. There's more waiting for you. Click to continue this journey. There's always another gentle truth around the corner. And of course, please remember, this is not medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making changes to your diet or self-care routine, especially if you're managing health conditions or medications. But never forget, freshness isn't just for the young. It's for the wise, the worn-in. It's for you. And you still deserve to feel good in your own skin.